All right, welcome back to Selling Frankston. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the 2026 prediction. Jeez, what a great start. That was intentional, guys. New year, can't believe it's flown that quickly. And then we've got comparing your property with the best sale on the nearby street. Is it a good thing to do? Well, wait and see at the end of this episode. Dad, how was your trip? For the viewers out there, this is my dad, wine merchant. Yes, he's a real estate agent, so am I.
Thanks, Josh. Great Christmas as always. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. It was good getaway as well down to Torquay, down the West Coast.
I was going to say, how was the surf coast? How did you get out?
Surf coast, amazing. Didn't really venture out. I'm a bit of a tea bag when it comes to surfing. I just float up and down like a tea bag. But no, it was just good. I didn't realise I got burned to the max. So whatever you do, don't get reef oil, 0 SPF.
What is that?
SPF, usually it's 50 plus.
Oh, you
protection.
got the 0.
I didn't realise. I know my eyesight's going a little bit, but I thought it was 20 plus. But it was 0.
It had 0. That's confusing, though.
That was confusing.
Because you would have normally seen SPF, and if it had one number, you would have been like that. You would have figured it's a 0.
Yeah. Well, there is an 8 SPF, and I thought maybe that was what I was getting. But unbeknownst to me, I had moisturising oil, and I cooked myself pretty bad. So first day in that night, had probably 3rd degree burns.
Bit of a lobster.
But look, it was all right. I've got the aloe vera on it and up and about, and I was fine. Tanned up the next day, and it was good. Apart from the weather being Melbourne sucky, especially over that Christmas break. Apparently met a permanent resident who lives in the park.
Yeah.
In 50 years, she said, you wouldn't believe it, this is the worst ever week of weather we've ever seen.
So do you reckon my 2026 prediction should be the fact that you're going to be moving to Queensland? Is that what you're telling me?
I'll tell you what, the way the weather is.
Now, how's it been? Obviously, your first day is today. You're back. This is the 5th of January. Yes. We're shooting this. We're back prime time. We're ready to go. Things firing. Everything's ready. Systems all a go. How's the phones been today for you? You've been...
It's been good. Had quite a few call-ins for people that are looking to put their houses on the market. So they're wanting to know whether it's a good time or not. Look, there's no doubt selling in isolation is always good. There's been hardly any property tracked, like we track the market pretty well. There's been very little market in the last, or come onto the market in the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Do you think though, like for anyone out there that might be on the fence about selling, do you think there's still a lot of buyers though? Because obviously buyers are still on holidays, kids are home from school. Do you think it does make a difference in value, or does it really come down to the way you position it from a process and a campaign structure standpoint?
It's a good question and questioning within the question.
I asked like 4,000 questions, yeah.
I think getting back to the point, selling in isolation is always good, because we saw that, and it always happens in real estate in my 24, 25 years, especially last 15 years as a business owner. I've always noticed the last week of Christmas, there's always that last push.
Yeah.
And then it just it's like everyone goes, okay, we'll have our rest. We'll have Christmas. We'll work through to the new year, and then in the new year we'll start again. So we saw a lot of transactions occur, not just within our company, but many others in that last week.
We see that a lot in our area, because a lot of people actually live and breathe the area they actually own in. So it's a very owner-occupied market. So it does make a big difference in that. So it does make sense that a lot of people will stay put. It's a bit of a thinking month. And New Year's resolution, do you see it, and in your 25 years, do you see a lot of people will make a decision towards the end of that Jan period, or do you see it happen, start, you're getting another phone call, it's probably another seller wanting to sell. Good work putting it on Do Not Disturb.
I know, I didn't put it on the Do Not Disturb.
No, we can add that in. Do you think across the market, is this period always really quiet? Has it picked up since COVID? Since the technology's come out? What's changed?
It's an interesting one, because when I used to work and be part of a franchise that was affiliated with the Bayside franchise, you would find a lot of those franchise managers, or the owners, they would take off and they would pretty much leave 16th of December right through till Australia Day.
Yeah, right.
And that was because most of the affluent people that had a lot of money were on holidays. They weren't looking at buying.
That's interesting.
So they would always, you would always work your budgets and your KPIs on 11 months. And whereas down here, it's always been transactional because you got to remember the Mornington Peninsula is something that people come and reside. They come down on holiday.
Wait, are you telling me that I'm working 1 month for free? There's 1 month I don't get paid?
No.
I did.
You get your months. You get your month a year.
I'm sorry. I did.
You probably get more.
So I did. I in my previous industry, working in development, you would see that because you're dealing with people that would have multi-millions. They had a lot of investors. They were offshore. And those people would pack up shop and not come back
going
to
overseas. They could be going to New York, etc., going overseas. Down here on the peninsula, we see that January usually picks up in that second week of Jan.
New Year's resolution kicking in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We saw some statistics from REA, and that's been over the last 3 to 4 years, more and more people are looking online between Christmas and into the new year, and the figures are astronomical. It's the highest it's ever been. So a lot of people that may be thinking of upsizing, downsizing, they're with their family at Christmas time, they're looking. So
how good is it, right? Because back in your time, back in your time, like you're an old grey hair, everything, but 10 years ago or 12 years ago it's 2026. How long ago until REA came out? 2009. 2009. Yeah, I thought it was 8 or 9. When they came out, now everyone they can be on holidays and they can have their criteria, all their search filters, everything in there. They get a notification. They go,
as soon as something pops up, and that's the beauty of the internet and how quick and advanced whereas in the old days, and even if you go down to the hotspots, like say for example Torquay, as I always do, go past and have a look, check out the local real estate, the offices, and it's funny, more and more offices. There was a couple in Torquay that didn't have they would have the window display with all the property prices. You'll still get that. You'll still get that in the little coastal towns like Sereno, Portsea. Rye, Dramana, you'll still have those agents all that. Not so much in Frankston anymore. Like that's really gone. Those days have literally gone.
We're in the tech era.
So you'll get the odd old person that might want to do that, but generally speaking, more and more people are sort of got on the palm of their hand, or they're on their laptop at night.
Well, I don't know many people that don't own a phone. Like how many people could you say, and anyone out there, how many people do you reckon actually don't own a phone? I really couldn't say as many people out there, and that's sort of the cool thing about technology. And it has probably changed the way, not probably, we know, it's changed the way that real estate's selling because it's so much more accessible, which means speed is at your fingertips, which means speed sells. It's quicker.
To give you an example, today I had a guy who reached out on a property we just launched. Over the Christmas period, well, just in the new year, I should say. And within an hour, I've phoned him, and he said, "Wow, that was quick." He goes, "I've put a few inquiries," and I said, "Well, look, with respect to my counterparts that are in the same industry, they're probably away, which is fair enough. We are human.
Got to remember, I was playing golf this morning.
Yeah, well,
I was away.
Well,
no, but I took a call. I took a call. I did take a call.
But no, that's good. It's good. The benefit of it is that you can talk to people. Yeah. If you're not getting,
you can be away.
You can be away and still be talking to people, and that's what happens. Like I can be away. I remember when I went up to Noosa, September. I was closing deals, negotiated 3 properties while I was up there, closed them, listed 2, sent the paperwork. Whereas in the old days, I'd be like, "Hey guys, I'm away for 2 weeks," and I'd have people that would say, "Well, we'll wait until you get back." So that we can launch our campaigns. We don't want to, or we want to interview you for the job.
Yeah.
And we'll pull back. Now, in some situations, if I felt that it was in their best interest to go and I was away for, say, an extended time, and in my 25 years of real estate, the longest period that I've taken off was 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Back in 2018.
Well, it's a momentum game.
It is a momentum. It's interesting. Even just going away for a week, I came back into the town and it feels different.
What do you mean? Just like the air or the...
No, like what I'm saying is...
What did they put in that air?
No. What I'm saying is...
What felt...
You come back and like you could be out of the... Like
Bit of a change of scenery. Is that what you're more?
Yeah, change of a scenery, but also when you're out of, like, if you have 2 weeks off and you come back and you're like, geez, I haven't, there's been a couple of results. It takes time to get back and running, and momentum is key.
I feel like the only time you can really do that though is now, because everyone's sort of doing it. Like it'd be different if you did it in like September.
There's two distinct times, and it's based around Christianity, and that's Christmas and Easter. So Easter, Good Friday, no one transacts. That Saturday, the next day, no one. Then you got Monday. So those 4 days there is a really good for a lot of real estate agents. And whenever I have any staff, I always say, guys, take your time off over there. Christmas, try and get a good 2 weeks in. Even though the weather's, and this is the thing, we were talking about it while I was up in Torquay.
Weather sucked.
Sorry guys, our Melbourne weather, horrible. Our Melbourne weather, our summer really kicks in usually in the second week of Jan. So we're talking next week we'll start summer effectively.
Guys, I'm in a 3-piece suit right now. This is where I'm rolling. I'm going to be sweating up a storm. If you see me, it's like that movie. What's that movie with Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell? Where he goes, it's just sweat. It's just sealing in the sweat. Maybe that's a funny comedy of Batman. I don't know. We're going to go into, so back to January. You said that a lot of people, what are the motivations for people who are looking to really, like, they're being active right now? What are they downsizing? Are they selling investments?
There's multitude, Josh.
People
it depends on,
up? Like, what's happening?
It depends on what stock you're holding. And I will say that with clarity, like if you've got a smaller, let's say a small unit, for example, you'll find there could be some downsizers looking to downsize, and then you'll have people that are first home buyers looking to get in, or could be divorcees. The separation has occurred, everything's transacted, now they can go and move. So those there, if you've got a beautiful home, like which we've got a couple coming on, where the family home, it's your second or third home owner in the area that could be going, look, you know what, we've got a 3-bed and a study, we need that 4th bed. We need the dual living areas. We've only got one living area. We need where the kids can be down one end of the room while they're watching Stranger Things, and we can be. How good was Stranger Things, by the way?
Don't ruin it. I have not watched the last episode. It's like a movie, guys. And I'll be real, my girlfriend is not the sort to just sit down and watch a movie. So for me to watch an hour and 50 minutes, I won't ruin it for you.
But anyway, the great thing is, it depends on the client. But at the moment, what we do find is New Year's Eve is sort of it's like a moment in time where people just go, they have an epiphany and they go, well, we need to do something. We need to act.
Is it because I guess the only thing that's really significant on the time is the change of year? Is that what makes people act so quickly, do you reckon? Because New Year's resolutions are huge. And obviously, like for anyone doing fitness and that, you see a lot of new people come into the gym, but especially with property, have you always seen that over the 25 years in real estate where you just see some people just go, boom, hey, if we're meant to split up, we're doing, like it's not a, it's another phone call.
I'm in trouble.
It's good. No, you're not in trouble at all. It's good.
No, look, I think that there's no doubt the new year brings in new energy and people often go, look, you know what, getting to a certain point in my life, I really have been sitting on the fence and now it's time to act.
Just on that, it's the year of the horse, isn't it?
It is.
So giddy up, guys. Giddy up. If you're sitting here thinking, giddy up. No, we're not going to push. All right, now we wanted to talk about 2026 prediction.
Yep.
Obviously, you've got the cash rate sitting pretty at 3.6 from the actual cash rate. Then you've got inflation, which was last seen at 3.8%. They're two macro drivers that have been really shaping the market at the moment. Where do you reckon and what do you see occurring over the course of the year? Do you have, this is not a conclusion, might I add. This is we're not fortune tellers. This is not financial advice. But where do you reckon? Obviously, Frankston's come up 15.1% and seen, some data has it over 20%, and then Frankston South up, just under 10%.
10%, yeah.
Do you reckon it's going to continue that trend, or what do you reckon?
Look, it all comes back to what the government does in terms of the levers. So, there's some analysts that are predicting that, interest rates aren't going to come down; they're going to go up. So,
well, that's going to be a bit of a shit time, isn't it?
To balance out the that's to balance out the inflation side of things, because the government. It's interesting. They'll release the statistics. I think it's end of Feb or middle of Feb. But, everyone spends before Christmas billions of dollars as a
I was going to say. Yeah, it's the biggest gift. It's the season of giving.
Yeah. So we know that those figures are going to be sort of somewhat
They're going to grow.
Yeah, they're going to go. So what inflation, what people don't realise is there's been a lot of jobs created within the government and that's created more expenditure on the government. So we're actually increasing that side of things. To me, look,
It seems like everyone in the government are getting nice little pay rises.
Yeah,
we're not going to go down. We're not going to
go down that path. I look at it optimistically. I think that there's still really good upside in Frankston South. I still believe that there's growth. I think it comes back to owners, and I'll be upfront when I'm pitching for owners' business. A lot of owners will have an idea on what they think their house is worth, and that's to be upfront. Like back in the old days, they would say, "Well, we've got you here. That's why you're here."
There's so much data out there. Like
there's
you have
an incredible amount of data.
What is it? The real estate.
Realestate.com have got this new
real
thing
estimate,
now.
Sorry, that's
real estimate. So if you've got a property that you've bought,
View.com have one.
You'll get notifications monthly on your property's gone up, since you purchased it by 880,000 or whatever, right? So there's all these little tools.
Be really careful with those, by the way, because some of those are inflated. I have seen a lot, and a lot of the time that people will go off them, and really at the end of the day, your house is what someone's willing to pay.
Yep.
And it's all in the process and it's market conditions, but it's mixed with a few little ingredients there that you can't just go off, realestate.com, if you haven't sold or done anything to your house within 10 years, or if you have, how does it know that? Unless you're getting new photos and uploading it.
Look, unless they're going off Google search where they can see that when you bought it and then, years later, they put a pool in and they could see that, all that. But it's very.
It's still. How is it true? The value.
It gives an owner, if they haven't done anything, just a ballpark. So our job as agents is to be able to say, look, this is comfortably the range that you're going to be in, and then go from there. But getting back to the point, Josh, Frankston South, still good growth areas. I still believe that with the there is a state election this year in 2026. So we'll find, I think that's in October or November. And generally speaking, every year any time there is an election, a state election, it generally slows down a little bit because what they want to do is see who's going to be in power and what the ramifications will be regarding, whether it be new property rules, taxes, etc. And if the opposition get in, what are they going to be able to provide? So it's just there's a bit of uncertainty at the end of the year, I would say. I think right now, good weather, it's a good time to be putting your home on the market without doubt. And there's plenty of buyers out there.
We're seeing it. We're a seaside suburb. It's a beautiful area to live. We just had, the festival of that we had the Christmas lights.
Lighting in the Christmas tree, yep.
All that, Frankston's really booming. I know Little Ollie's now serve ice cream. Did not know that. Saw
New
that
restaurant going above Ollie's as well. Did you know that?
Wait, what are we talking about? I'm talking about Little Ollie's.
Oh, the caravan, the pop-up.
Yeah.
So down Ollie's there's a cafe.
Oh, yeah, Ollie's on the...
Ollie's is...
that owned by the same...
don't know, don't quote me, but Ollie's down near the mouth of Canada Creek.
Yeah.
Above there where the yacht club is, there's apparently a new restaurant going in, which will be amazing. You look at some of the beautiful restaurants like along up in St Kilda that are on the beach, that have the views out to the bay. They won't get the views that we get, which is stunning.
Well, it'd be like, so when I went to Burleigh Pavilion, I was like, gee, how good would if we had something like that in Frankston? Yeah. We have the ability. We've got waves. We've got waves all the
Waves is amazing. The thing that if that yacht club did what most, like you go to, like for example, Torquay, you got a local, you got the sport pavilion. They open it up. They have the bars. They have live music playing. It's a really good vibe. I don't know why we're not doing it down here.
Well, they're just not putting. They should. Let's be real. You got to put things in the places that people actually want to go. You look at the Sporting Globe, they get a big crowd. Why? Because they've got things that people want to go for. If they put something like a sports bar or something alongside at the beach, I think that might actually bring people there. Not a sports bar like that as such. Not a Sporting Globe or something like that. But
I think a good restaurant and a good pavilion where they have. Yeah, and look, we're in Melbourne. The weather's
can be hit and miss.
Yeah, hit and miss. So, but I still believe if you look around the coastline, and some of the places do it really well. Frankston, I'll be honest, are the worst at it. Absolute worst. They've put that that club,
we're trying to sell Frankston here, Dad.
Yeah, but
We're
I'm
not
just
doing a good
saying
job.
we're the worst at providing the residents with fantastic. That one good thing that they have done is that Carlsberg Banana Lounge where you can drink beers there.
Yep.
Now, you can drink beers there, but they won't allow you to drink beers if you walk in. So they've got a license to be able to. So that's pretty cool.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But once again, if they were to do things a little bit differently, I think if they actually spoke to business owners and said, "Hey, what do you think of?" Or people that had shares, how do we generate more people to the area?
Yeah.
And look, you got some great pubs in Frankston already.
Oh,
so there's so many great watering holes.
Well, Moondogs come in, been amazing.
Well,
you Deck's been
the Deck's been there 13, 14 years. You've got James Squire, Chicky Squires. That's had a massive refurb. It's amazing. The outlook there. Could they do a little bit more with that area? Absolutely, looking out onto the bay. But look, there's so many great. When people come in, they go, "Oh, I can't believe what you've got here." Yeah, you got 4 pubs on 4 corners. That's the only place in Melbourne that has. Yeah, it's got 4 pubs on 4 corners. Have a look and go around. You'll be very hard to. So he tells you that Frankston loves to drink.
Well, then we know that.
But we know that. But what I'm saying is those venues,
we live by the water.
Those
That's
venues
why we do.
are insanely good.
Yeah.
They are awesome.
You can go good comedians going in.
You've got great comedians at Cheeky Squire. You got the where the Pier Hotel is. You got some of the best bands coming in, right? You got the Grand Hotel where it's fantastic. They've done really, really well. And you got the deck, and the views from the deck is amazing. And the food that we've got, best seafood going around. Like we get it right off the bay.
Yeah, I'm not a huge seafood person. We all know that,
seafood.
but you do love yours.
Yep.
Now we're going to go merch property of the week.
Yep.
That is an abbreviation for merchant, our business, just for anyone out there. Kringle Drive.
Yes.
Can you just give everyone a snapshot? Just tell them a little bit about that.
I'll tell you this one. In terms of they
30 seconds to elevator pitch me.
Okay. Position. You're right opposite Kringle Hub Shopping Centre. It's like a mini house on 320 square metres, the front unit. It's actually got plenty of car space. You've got a visitor car space at the front. You've actually got a single car garage, place to park another car, 2 beds, 1 bath, huge deck, lovely outdoor area. And the best thing is, in terms of body corp, it's only $280 a quarter. So you're not paying ridiculous sums of money. It's less than around $1,000 a year. And yeah, it's a cracker. So we're getting the phones are ringing. Auction 31st of January.
Who do we reckon is going to buy it?
It's funny. We've actually had already first home buyers. We've got people that are investors and also downsizers.
Yeah. So it caters a lot.
To put it, I don't know. My guess is as good as anyone, Josh, who's going to buy it. But
the reason I say there's only one, as Dad would say, there's only one buyer who can buy it.
What's that old saying? There's no place for second when you're buying property. If you ain't first, you're last. I've said that at an auction once before they went down. I did a Ricky Bobby.
You would have offended the crap out of that person. He would have been standing there
but it actually got the guy bidding again, funny enough, because he found it comical. And the guy who was there, he's going, yes, I brought the property. And he was actually giving a bit of banner. But it's
actually right place, right time. It's a really good thing. It's not like racing a car, but it's true. If you're not holding the last bid,
you could be doing all this pre-work out and doing all this stuff, and then you don't even get it.
You've done all, very, very true. All right, now the main topic of conversation. Guys, comparing your home to the best sale nearby can distort your expectation. And the thing is, everyone almost does this. How many times, Dad, do you reckon we go into a property, go for an appraisal, and you'll see the owner and they'll mention this property achieved X. We now see ours at X.
We say that often.
That's what I was just going to say. Why are you going quiet? We literally saw it the other day.
We see it all the time. The best ones are the ones that just actually say, look, we understand market conditions. How did that, when they actually probe and ask, instead of us having to tell them, they'll say, hey, look, we saw that one down the road and that got a really good price. How did that go? How did you do that? Versus well, you got that and I want this because you got that. That is like, okay, well, this is what they did. Are you prepared to do that? No. Oh, well.
So do you reckon though, just with that, because everyone's going to do that. Everyone puts their hard-earned money, all the time that they've spent earning that money, time away from family, all these things and living in that house, they obviously value their home, right? So obviously when they see a property on the street go for a ridiculous dollar, they're like, that's a benchmark.
Yep.
We should be able to achieve. Maybe not that, but do you think it puts their expectation higher, or do you reckon?
Yeah, look, I think it gives people hope. Look, you got to understand real estate's a bit of a hope. Like if you diminish someone's expectations or they've got a wishful price and you go, nah, can't get it. Like I always say to clients, look, I'm not going to say no, but to get to that figure that you're wanting, there needs to be a huge amount of work that you'll need to do to get to that level.
Yeah.
Based on what recent sales we've been able to get.
I agree, but then I do think that there's agents that do go in to listing presentations when they're sitting with an owner and will overinflate the price just because of another great sale to then just win the listing and buy the listing in essence, which I think is just agreeing with the distorting of expectations. I think that it can be an anomaly, but like you just said, there were little ingredients that in that sale and how you achieve that great price. And I think, would you say a common theme is that the expectation on the best sales that you've seen, where the expectation was grounded, it wasn't, where, greedy and need to earn the most amount of money, but it was grounded, but they expected you to work hard and they actually trusted in that process.
Absolutely. I mean, the key here is when you are selling, there is a reserve box, Josh, which under the laws of the REIV, if someone says, I want $2 million, I then will have to put $2 million in their reserve box. That means I cannot quote under that. Now, if the property is worth 1.8, I can say, yeah, look, you'll get 2.1, 2.2, but we'll just put 2 million and you could do a 2 to 2.2. Then within a month or two, you're cleaning up, you're getting the house, you got the gardeners paying, you got the pool cleaners, you got the tennis court getting done every week, all these money spent on getting it all up and then you're like, hey, Josh, what's going on with my property? Yeah, no one's calling up, mate. The one around the corner, the new list has just come on right up against you. It's on for 175 to 185. You're at 20, you're at, 2 to 2.2. You need to drop it. But hang on, you told me I was going to get that. And this is where it's really important to just trust the agent.
Trust the agent. Do you reckon more trust in the process?
Trust the agent, because whenever I sign up a client, I always put to be advised. I'll give them an estimate of comfortably what they're willing to get. Now, most owners will sit there, and the best thing with the owners that we've had, I would say a majority of them, and I've walked away from a lot of business because I haven't been on the same page. Because they've said, oh, our house is worth X, and it was never there.
Yeah, correct. And that's what I'm trying to say. Do you reckon? Yeah.
So being more grounded, absolutely. Yeah. When you have clarity in where you want to go, that's the best thing. So when I go into a presentation, I'm asking the questions, guys, can I first, with regards to all of the above, I know that I appreciate you've got 3 or 4 different agents coming out. I want to know why you're selling. And sometimes people won't tell you why, because it could weaken their stance in their mindset.
Well, yeah, they might not trust
they don't
us.
trust.
Well, they're getting a few of us, and it sounds bad, but you might get one person, or you might have heard things about real estate agents, and you just might not have trust in them, and you might think that they're just there for the money and they just want to make a quick sale.
Yep.
But if you've actually ran them through that process, they've got a clear understanding, their expectations grounded, but they might expect you to perform. But these are the things we're going to perform on, and these are the things that we're going to do. You okay to do that?
Yeah,
I think that's all you can do. And if you have trust in it,
trust is the massive. When you're selling a house, it's one of the biggest things you want, and you want transparency. You want to be able to know, okay, I'm going to get X, and we get a lot of clients at the moment that are in positions where they can go and buy and they can purchase before selling. But I would say the majority of people are selling before they purchase, because once they've got an unconditional contract, well, then that means that that activates them to be able to go and shop and buy. and be in that strong position versus if they were to make an offer, it'd have to be subject to finance, potentially subject to sale. And agents nowadays, people aren't going to look at it. So I say to my clients, guys, first and foremost, I know you're looking to buy. It's great. Go and have a look out there, see what's on the market, do your research on where you want to be. But let's focus first and foremost on getting you sold.
Yeah.
And focus on you. Focus on you maximising your return. If you're looking at what everyone else is doing, you're losing focus on where you need to be.
What do they say? Comparison
is the thief of
joy.
Yep.
And now when it comes to your property, that comparison, if you aim way too high, can cost you hundreds of thousands.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You want to make sure you're actually going with someone who's got a trusted process, who's genuinely time and time again been able to prove and demonstrate that when they price a property, they're going to get it sold, if not, within or if not above.
I totally agree, Josh.
I think that wraps everything up.
Fantastic.
Episode 1.
First episode.
2026, already stuffed it up at the very beginning. But that is all right. I'm going to get out of this.
It's okay to make mistakes.
No, I actually deliberately made that mistake.
Oh,
no one's going to get to this point and watch this and hear this.
No.
So it's actually
I reckon after the first minute they would have gone, tune out. Let's get rid of this.
I have a bit more faith in myself than that. Guys,
all good.
Comparison is the thief of joy. Have your expectations grounded just in life.
Absolutely.
Especially when it comes to selling. If you do see a property that sells.
It's like going to the movies, right? And
this is a good analogy.
This is a good analogy, right? So I remember hearing a guy, oh, mate, you got to go to this movie. It's unbelievable. He spoke it up so high that my expectations were so high, right? When I walked out of the movie, I was so disappointed. And I wish I hadn't listened to that guy. So whenever I go into a movie, I have zero expectations. Even when people are telling me, oh, this and this, just go in with a grounded perspective of whatever happens.
I agree with you. I do think it might be a little bit different when we're talking about someone's house that they work their whole entire lives to own.
Oh, look, and they've spent countless hours getting the house from the ground up and, sowing all the grass.
It actually does. It makes sense because it's what people do place their value in what they have. A lot of people do.
That's something that we as agents, and I'll tell you now, I admire because I'm not a hands-on person. I'm not great on the tools, so I've always had to outsource people to get things done. I have visions and what I want, and I can implement it and facilitate it. However, I can't actually do it. So I admire those people that when I walk into their backyard and I look and I go, geez, what an amazing pool area, and they go, yeah, I created it, I did it, I oversaw it. We got such and such pool company come, but I did all the landscape. I'm like, my God, that is incredibly. And I take pride when we're selling someone's home. We tell them that.
I'm actually now that I think about it, and you're just the way you've described that. Imagine doing all that. Like you're very proud of your lawns. That's your thing, right? And your entertaining area. Now imagine if you had have done that with your own hands, how much more value you would think that is worth.
And that's
what I'm trying to say. It's not about if you distort your own expectations. If you expect too much out of your property, you're just going to chase down and down versus if you have a bit more of your expectations are grounded, you're more clearer in your decision making and you actually have more trust in the process and you can get more out of it. Yeah. I think people think that if they aim higher, they're going to get there and it's aspirational, but it's like.
It depends on the property. Like if you're we see it, like you watch $1 million listings. And it's great because I love it. They'll be talking 13 million, 14 million, 15 million. And they'll say, guys, look, per square metre, you're sitting around 13 mil, right? And then it's like, okay, we had a figure of 15 mil. But then it's like, no, let's put a fixed price, 13,995. Are you happy with that? Yep, great. No worries. We'll get the conveyancers, solicitors to work it. Boom, off they go. Now, they'll in that meeting, they'll say, if we don't get interest, we need to then move it down to 12,995. Now, with us, we see the value of what people do. And I firmly believe that when we see that they've done all this work and they've sown the grass and they mow it, and the first impressions count, and there's no doubt that there's a value in that. But seeing someone who's invested their time and done it year in, year out, poured all their sweat and tears, to come in and just say, oh, look, this is the easy sale. That's why depending on the price, the higher the price, you can put an aspirational figure on it. But if you're wanting to sell it and you've got way more competition, you need to be aggressive with your pricing and your strategy.
I think it all comes, like you said, it's
there
property
is a buyer
dependent.
For
there's a buyer for every home. It's property dependent.
Correct.
And there's also a strategy for every home.
Absolutely.
Every home is different. Some properties might not have any comparables. They might be brand new builds in an area that's fully established and been established for over 20 years. You can maybe do, a very different strategy to what everyone else would do. So guys, thank you so much for watching. We reckon the market's going to be going up for 2026 definitely. Is the conclusion of it all. And we'll see you next week. Thank you.